Okay, we can explore the program that we're going to use, which is Roland Cut Studio. So here, as you can see, I clicked on the menu icon in the lower left, and we're going to go down and find the R's, Roland Cut Studio. When we click on that, you're going to see that my origin are down in my lower left corner, but yours will be at the top. It doesn't really matter at this point. You'll see an option that you can move it if you feel the urge to do that. You go right ahead. First thing is take a look at some of your tools. These are primarily used for when we go to cut out your vinyl icon. You usually will be using this object drop-down menu for the convert to polyline. You'll do your grouping here and then the printing. Over here you have your controls with your arrow. Always that's your select mode. You will use some of your shapes if you want to design right in here. And you can also use this polyline, and this here, what you can do is you can draw something, and you can see they'll kind of guide you, but once you close it, you have a little polygon, and then it jumps up here for editing that. Each of these you can pick up and move. So you can see how this can be helpful in creating whatever object you're looking to create. This one is the same thing, but here you're going to have curved lines. And you're going to find that those round dots are also very helpful. And they're editable, which is kind of nice. And you can see I closed it. If you don't close it, you're going to have issues trying to replace or move your icons. And you can see you can grab either the circles or even on the squares to edit your shapes. And if you think you wanted it to be right here, you can put in a temporary one, or you can move this one here. That little one didn't work exactly. But these are for creating shapes, and you can also go from one to the other here if you needed to. These shapes are editable as far as size and position, but not so much as a polyline to format. So you would either do it freehand or pick a shape. Here you go with the letters. The letters, once you start typing, you can go in and select them. Let's see, now this created kind of a text box. So when you go up under format, go to font or style, and you can change to any font that you would have in here, which is pretty much anything you would ever want. And whatever that would be, at least they show you previews right here. Usually you would want something that has some thickness to it or a bold outline when you think about how it's going to look on a shirt. So you can try, I wouldn't do this, it's too thin. And let's see, here's like a Western one, that would look good, but that would be a solid. So you can play with all of this right here. And what's nice is you can also get the text height. If you know you want your text height to be 2 inches, it'll be 2 inches. And you can always change them from here as well. Remember to keep all your items in a space about 7 inches wide by maybe 11 high so that it fits in the center of your shirt. So as long as I'm in this select tool, I can come down here and I can then add any graphics that I might have drawn or I want to include. Let's say you want this, which obviously you do not. But if you go to the image outline, this is where you can extract your contour lines and what it is that you want to actually outline. Sometimes it doesn't work well. It kind of depends on what image you came up with. Now this one does look like that would work, but when I take a closer look at it, it's going to need some adjustments. So I would like this major outline maybe, but not all these little guys. So if I zoom in, I can see further. If I don't want those, I'm going to go up to my object and I'm going to uh, ungroup that. It may not let me until I convert it to a polyline. Okay, so now I have polyline. Let me select this. Go and break the polyline. Sorry. Try that. And then, all right, so I'm ungrouped. So now what I can do is I should be able to go over and click on all these little guys. And you can kind of do a group, draw an invisible line around them and get rid of those. So you can do that. And say like this would actually work, not that you would want this t-shirt on a t-shirt, but this would do something like the sort that it would have like an inside, maybe a border of a black, and this would still be white. And you could have this your color of the border. But if you look here, this is going to be an issue. So this is where you would want to start converting these polylines to they hit each other, merge them. And so when you start scooting around and taking a look at these things, you would see that, well, this line probably won't fill so well because it needs to be a little thicker. So maybe you would want to take that polyline and move it so that right up here. See, a lot of cool things that you can do. You can spend forever, but we don't have that kind of time right now. But see how you can make this thick enough that it would stay on the t-shirt and the sticker. So, okay, then the last thing you're going to want to do before we can print this is we need to take your text and maybe some of your images, depending on what you made, but you got to mirror them. And when you mirror it, now when I take it and stick it onto a shirt, it'll read the correct way. If it's something that has a definite left or right, you would want to mirror that as well. So let's see how far you get. And show me how you are doing when you think you have something ready to print.